BBC Radio Lincolnshire, 94.9 FM. Now, a petition will be handed in to MPs at Westminster today as part of a campaign by a Lincolnshire mother to get a drug used to treat a rare kidney condition made available on the NHS. Claire Thomas from Market Rasen is with me now, with baby Harry, who's 7 months old and looking very bonny. Oh, he's a very happy chappy. Harry suffers from a very rare condition which affects only about 200 people in the UK. Claire, good morning to
Hi,
you.
Good morning.
You get the opportunity to tell me the long name of the syndrome. It is?
Yeah, it's atypical hemolytic uremic syndrome.
And this is a very rare condition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a rare blood disorder, and it clots small blood vessels, which leads to organs and causes organ failure. In Harry's case, it was acute kidney failure.
And when was it diagnosed?
It was diagnosed in February of this year, when he was 4 months old.
And hello, what led to him being diagnosed?
Well, he got really ill, and we were back and forth to GP, and eventually transferred to Nottingham QMC. Upon arrival, he was very sick, and they fought to save his life that first night. And after that, through a process of elimination, they came up with this disease, this diagnosis.
Up until that point, when he was born, was he fine when he was born?
Yes, normal baby, very healthy.
But then suddenly, was it like an overnight sort of situation, or did you notice him deteriorate?
It developed. He had sickness and diarrhoea for 10 days, and it just wasn't getting any better. And so, like I say, we were back and forth to doctors, and we knew something more was wrong. So, and when he got to the hospital, he deteriorated rapidly.
Is Harry your first?
No, we've got an older boy, Freddie, who's 4.
It is so worrying for a parent, isn't it? Because you want to take that pain away, that problem away. Yeah. So how did you cope with this at the time?
It was very difficult to cope with it. We were in hospital for 16 days. 8 of those he was in intensive care, and all we could do really was sit by his bed and just pray that everything was going to be okay. He had the best renal specialists around him. So,
did you get to the point of fearing the worst?
We did. The first night that he was there, we were told that he could die, and there were quite a few hurdles that he had to get over in that time. And luckily, our very strong boy overcame those hurdles, and
he's a great lad.
Yeah.
He's a great lad. He's been smiling away here, and as usual with any children or babies or toddlers, they all grab for the microphone. Yes. They all want to get hold of that microphone, but he's a great lad. When he eventually came out of hospital, it's very difficult then to get back into a sort of semi-normal life, isn't it? Have you been able to get back into a normal life with him? Yeah,
it was strange to begin with, but we've got to our new norm now, and he's thriving, he's doing brilliantly. He's being treated with this miracle drug every 3 weeks at the moment, the eculizumab, and if he didn't have this, the alternative would be dialysis and blood transfusions and plasma infusions, and it would be very debilitating, and he would be in and out of hospital 3 or 4 times a week.
We often hear of this dilemma, don't we, that for certain conditions there are drugs available, but the pound sign shows up, doesn't it? There are drugs available, but it's going to cost X amount of money. At what point did this become an option for you? Did your consultant, did your specialist say, look, there is an option here, we could look at this as a way of helping Harry?
Yes, it was an option, but we were told not to get our hopes up because it wasn't available on the NHS, and the drug is very expensive. So our consultant had to go to our local Lincolnshire Primary Care Trust to ask for the drug to be approved for Harry. And luckily, and we're incredibly grateful that they did approve it. The alternative was the dialysis treatment for the rest of his life.
When we talk about something that's expensive, how expensive? Have we got figures?
At its most, when he's older, it will be approximately £250,000 a year.
£250,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, isn't it? A lot of money.
Yeah.
As we mentioned at the beginning of the interview, a petition is being handed in to MPs at Westminster today. Why are you behind this? Why are you backing this?
Because I see how Harry is, and he's well. He doesn't need extra treatment. He doesn't need dialysis. It's not fair that everyone can't have this. you can't put a price on someone's life, and the treatment's there. They deserve the treatment.
And does it come down to the old postcode lottery syndrome again?
Yes. And, you know, it's a bit of a competition. aHUS patients shouldn't be competing against each other to get this treatment. And it very much is a postcode lottery. And
that was an interesting little trick he just did there. He had his dummy in his mouth and he could spit it right across the side of the table. It was very good. Very good. The thing is, you're seeing him now, and he is a totally different boy to what he was 4 months ago.
Yeah. He was very sick. He was on life support, and you know, we wondered if he was going to pull through. And now he's just back to normal. He's back to his old self. He's happy, smiling. He wants to play, all the normal things that a 7-month-old baby wants to do.
Bless him. You mentioned there the drug that he's on. He'll be on now for the rest of his life, will he?
Yes.
And where do you have to go to hospital to have the drug? Or
yeah, we go to Nottingham Queen's Medical Centre for him to have. It's administered via an infusion. Yeah. And that takes about half an hour to infuse.
Brilliant. And then since he's been on this, any other particular problems? Is he a bright, bouncy baby now?
Yeah, no, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
No other problems. He's fantastic.
And not started toddling anywhere yet?
Not quite.
That'll be the next headache for you then, won't it?
It will, yes. Yeah. I have to have eyes in the back of my head.
Finally, coming back to this petition then, what are your hopes? What are you hoping to achieve with this?
Well, I hope the Department of Health, in particular Lord Howe, listen to aHUS patients and give them the drug that they deserve. The drug has already been recommended by an independent body, aHUS. They've already said that the drug should be available on the NHS, but the Department of Health, in particular Lord Howe, has decided to ignore this advice and refer the decision to NICE and to carry out exactly the same exercise and further wasting NHS funds and prolonging the agony for aHUS patients more so. So I hope that they sit up and listen and make the right decision and make it available for all patients.
Claire, lovely to see you and Harry as well.
Thank
and I
you.
wish you well for the future. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Incredible story. What a lovely bonny chap Harry is. I'll put a photograph. I'll tweet a picture of him, I think, and we'll put some photographs on the website a little bit later on as well, here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.